Hello everyone. Welcome to the third static GK quiz compilation by GKToday. In case you're all caught up on our last set of quizzes, this video will help you revise. In case you missed any of them, this should help you catch up. I'm Ritrisha from GKToday and let us begin.
In which among the following oceans most coral reefs are found? The correct answer is Pacific Ocean. In which year the first general elections were held in India? The first general elections were held between October 25, 1951 and March 27, 1952. Which among the following is not a Vedanga? The correct answer is Sankhya. In which state Talcher thermal power plant is located? And as you can see on the map, it's located in Orissa. Hirakud Dam is located on which river? As you can see on the map, it's in Orissa. It is built across Mahanadi River. The dam is one of the world's longest earthen dams. Universalization of secondary education was an aim of which among the following 5-year plans? Universalization of secondary education will need to fulfill 3 major criteria, namely universal enrollment in the 9th and 10th grades, universal retention achieving 0 dropout rates, and universal performance with successful completion by all who are enrolled in the secondary education. It was taken up in the 11th 5-year plan between 2007 and 2011. Husari and Bihunas are 2 main forms of dancing of which among the following states? The correct answer is Assam. At which among the following places Gautam Buddha preached his last sermon? Lord Buddha delivered his last sermon in Vaishali, informing his disciples about his impending Mahaparinirvana and his desire to go to Kushinagar. Which among the following sites in Haryana is the place as per legends where Lord Krishna delivered the sermon of Bhagavad Gita? Jyotisar is a town of Kurukshetra Peowa Road in Kurukshetra district of Haryana, India. It is at this place where Krishna delivered the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, or so is believed, to remove his confusion and dilemma and prepare him to face stronger and greater warriors like Bhishma and Karna in Mahabharat's war. In which month is Vishu celebrated in Kerala? Vishu is the New Year Hindu festival celebrated in the Indian state of Kerala, nearby regions and the diaspora communities. The festival follows the solar cycle of the lunisolar as the first day of the month called Mida. Vishu is usually celebrated on April 14th when the sun transits into the Mesha Rasi, representing vernal equinox. Stilwell Road connects India with which among the following neighbors? So Stilwell Road, as you can see on the map, connects Ledo in India and Kunming in China via Myanmar. So the correct answer is China. Major Dhyan Chand's birthday is celebrated as National Sports Day in India on which among the following dates? So Dhyan Chand was an Indian hockey player who is considered as one of the greatest hockey players in the history of the sport. He is known for his extraordinary goal-scoring feats in addition to earning 3 Olympic gold medals in field hockey during an era where India was the most dominant team in hockey. And his birthday is on August 29th. The Commonwealth Games started from which among the following countries? The correct answer is Canada. Commonwealth Games began in 1930 in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Who among the following had written Bangladesh's national anthem, Amar Sonar Bangla? Apart from the Indian national anthem, Rabindranath Tagore has written national anthem of Bangladesh, Amar Sonar Bangla, and also the lyrics of Sri Lanka's national anthem, Sri Lanka Matha. Tagore has written the music and lyrics for Nama Nama Sri Lanka Matha in Bengali language for his student Ananda Samarakun. So the correct answer is Rabindranath Tagore. Who among the following has written the book Bahuvivah? And the correct answer is Ishwarchand Vidyasagar. Which among the following national parks or wildlife sanctuaries of Tamil Nadu is known as stop slip? The correct answer is Annamalai National Park. It was earlier known as Indira Gandhi Wildlife Sanctuary. It is a protected area located in the Anaimalai hills of Polachi, Valparai and Udumalpet. taluks of Coimbatore district and Tirupur district, Tamil Nadu state. It is also known as top slip. Which among the following types of glasses contains cerium and other rare earths and has a high absorption of ultraviolet rays? The correct answer is Crookes glass. Where are the headquarters of NATO? NATO, or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is an intergovernmental military alliance between 29 North American and European countries. The organization implements the North Atlantic Treaty that was signed on 4th April 1949. NATO headquarters is the political and administrative center of the alliance. It is located in the Boulevard Leopold III in Brussels, Belgium. Guru Shikhar Peak is located in which among the following states? Guru Shikhar is a peak in the Arthropoda mountains of Rajasthan and is the highest point of the Aravalli range. It rises to an altitude of 5,676 feet or 1,722 meters. It is 15 km from Mount Abu and a road there leads almost to the top of the mountain. A cave at the summit contains a temple of Dattatreya, an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. National Housing Bank is the wholly subsidiary of RBI. In which year was it established? National Housing Bank was set up on July 9, 1988 under the National Housing Bank Act 1987 as a fully owned subsidiary of the Reserve Bank to act as an apex level institution for housing. World Health Day is observed on 7th April. It is observed every year to mark the anniversary of the founding of the World Health Organization. Which among the following bodies estimates the national income of India? The first option is Office of the Economic Advisor. Now the Office of the Economic Advisor is held by the Chief Economic Advisor and is the economic advisor to the Government of India. Option D is Ministry of Finance. Now the Office of Economic Advisor comes under the Ministry of Finance. Second option is Ministry of Statistics. The Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation is a ministry of the Government of India concerned with coverage and quality aspects of statistics released. Now coming to the third option, Central Statistical Office is the government agency in India under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, which is responsible for coordination of statistical activities in India and evolving and maintaining statistical standards. So this is all done by Central Statistical Office, which means it is responsible for the compilation of national account statistics. At a state level, state directorates of economy and statistics have the responsibility of compiling their state domestic products and other aggregates. So all of this is taken care of by the Central Statistical Office, which along with all this also estimates the national income of the country. So the correct answer is Central Statistical Office. The right to constitutional remedies allows Indian citizens to stand up for their rights against anybody, even the Government of India. Which article says this? So let us take a look at the options. First is Article 31. Now Article 31 deals with private ownership of properties. So Article 31 of the Constitution not only guarantees the right of private ownership but also the right to enjoy and dispose of property free from restrictions other than reasonable restrictions. The article states that no person shall be deprived of his or her property except by the authority of law. It also mentions the compensation that needs to be paid to a person whose property has been taken for public purposes. Coming to next option, Article 32. Article 32 of the Indian Constitution enshrines the provision whereby individuals may seek redressal for the violation of their fundamental rights. Constitutional weapons known as writs for the enforcement of such rights of public duties is also available to the common public. So the correct answer is in fact Article 32. Article 33 empowers the Parliament, only the Parliament and not the state legislature, to restrict or abrogate the fundamental rights of the members of armed forces, paramilitary forces, and analogous forces. The main aim for this provision is to ensure the proper discharge of their duties and to maintain discipline amongst them. Whereas Article 34 of the Constitution of India deals with restrictions of fundamental rights when martial law is in force in an area. What was the original name of Miraben, an associate and disciple of Mahatma Gandhi? The correct answer is Madeline Slade. Madeline Slade was an Englishwoman and was named Miraben by Mahatma Gandhi, whose disciple and associate she became later on. She was awarded Padma Vibhushan in 1982. For his major role in the development of computer chip Pentium, which Indian IT expert is called the father of Pentium? The correct answer is Vinod Dham. Vinod Dham is an engineer, entrepreneur, and venture capitalist. He is popularly known as Pentium engineer for his contribution to the development of highly successful Pentium microprocessor of Intel Co. of USA. Golghar, a beehive-shaped structure built in 1786 to store grains for the British Army, is located in which city? Golghar or Roundhouse is a large granary located to the west of the Gandhi Maidan in Patna, which is the capital of the state of Bihar. According to a contemporary inscription at its base, the Golghar was intended to be just the first of a series of huge grain stores. In the end, however, no others were ever built. The granary was part of a general plan for the perpetual prevention of famine in these provinces, ordered in 1784 by Warren Hastings, the then Governor General of India. What is the name of India's first nuclear reactor? The correct answer is Apsara. It is India's and Asia's first nuclear reactor. It reached criticality at 3:45 p.m. on 4th of August 1956 and was inaugurated by Prime Minister Nehru on 20th January 1957. Mahatma Gandhi had launched his first Satyagraha in India from which among the following places? The correct answer is Champaran. The Champaran Satyagraha 1917 was Mahatma Gandhi's first Satyagraha. Which among the following Indian classical dance form was developed by Siddhendra Yogi from Bhamakalpam dance drama? The correct answer is Kuchipudi. Kuchipudi is one of the 11 major Indian classical dances. It originated in a village named Kuchipudi in the Indian state of Andhra Pradesh. It is a dance drama performance with its roots in ancient Hindu Sanskrit text of Natya Shastra. It developed as a religious art linked to travelling baths, temples, and spiritual beliefs, like all major classical dances of India. Which among the following European countries is known as the land of a thousand lakes? The correct answer is Finland. Finland is called the land of thousand lakes, but at last count there were 1,87,888 lakes in that country. In relation to the country's size, it has more lakes than any other. With a population of about 5 million, Finland has one lake for every 26 people. Consider the following statements about Cardamom Hill. 1. They are located in Western Ghats. 2. They make a border between Kerala and Tamil Nadu. 3. They are in World Heritage Sites list. Which among the above statements is or are correct? The correct answer is all three are correct. The Cardamom Hills or Yalamala are mountain range of southern India and part of the southern Western Ghats located in southeast Kerala and southwest Tamil Nadu in South India. Their names come from the cardamom spice grown in much of the hills, cool elevation, which also supports pepper and coffee. The Western Ghats and Periyar subcluster, including the Cardamom Hills, are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The Mandal Commission was constituted during the tenure of which among the following Prime Ministers? On 20th December 1978, India's Prime Minister Morarji Desai of the Janata Party announced the formation of a second Backward Classes Commission whose chairman was B.P. Mandal a former member of the parliament. So the correct answer is Morarji Desai. On 31st December 1980, the Mandal Commission submitted its reports to President N.S. Reddy, recommending ways to advance India's socially and educationally backward classes. On 7th August 1990, Prime Minister V.P. Singh announced in the Parliament that his government would implement the Mandal Commission's recommendations. This was followed by violent objections in northern part of India. Which among the following states in India has maximum number of protected areas like wildlife sanctuaries and national parks? With the number towering at 25, Madhya Pradesh has the highest number of protected areas in India. Which among the following cities of Madhya Pradesh is located at the banks of Shipra River? Shipra River rises in the Kakribadi Hills in Vindhya Range, north of Dhar district, and flows north across the Malwa Plateau to join the Chambal River. It is sacred to Hindus. Also, the holy city of Ujjain is situated on its right bank, where after every 12 years the Kumbh Mela festival takes place. In which year first Public Service Commission was set up in India? The first Public Service Commission was set up on 1st October 1926 under the chairmanship of Sir Ross Barker in British India. In which among the following years Staff Selection Commission was set up for Group B and Group C posts in various departments? On 4th November 1975, Government of India constituted a commission called Subordinate Service Commission. On 26 September 1977, Subordinate Service Commission was renamed as Staff Selection Commission. Consider the following about National Commission for Women. 1. It was established as per mandate of Constitution of India. 2. It was established by an Act of Parliament of India. 3. Its chairperson is nominated by President of India. Which among the above statements is or are correct? Only number 2 is correct. The National Commission for Women is a statutory body established in January 1992 under the National Commission for Women Act 1990. The Analects is a sacred text of which philosopher? The Analects or edited conversations, also known as the Analects of Confucius, is a collection of sayings and ideas contributed to the Chinese philosopher Confucius and his contemporaries, traditionally believed to have been compiled and written by Confucius's followers. Shintoism is a religion or belief expanded greatly in which country? The correct answer is Japan. Shinto or Kaminomichi is the traditional religion of Japan that focuses on ritual practices to be carried out diligently to establish a connection between present-day Japan and its ancient past. Maximum number of animal species belong to which among the following group? The correct answer is Arthropoda. Arthropoda is the largest phylum of animal kingdom because around 2/3 of all the named species on earth belong to this phylum. Ants, mosquitoes, flies, cockroaches, shrimps, crabs, spiders, scorpions, etc. are examples of arthropods. There are 3 main classes of arthropods: insects, which include mosquitoes, cockroaches, etc., crustaceans, which include crabs, lobsters, etc., and arachnids, which are usually spiders, scorpions, and mites. Furthermore, a few other classes like onychophorans, diplopods, and chylopods also exist. Which among the following 5-year plans was launched with the specific objective of growth with stability? The correct answer is the 4th 5-year plan. The 4th 5-year plan was the first plan launched by Indira Gandhi government amid pressure of drought, devaluation, and inflationary recession. Its duration was from 1969 to 1974. There were 2 main objectives of this plan, that is growth with stability and progressive achievement of self-reliance. During this plan, the slogan of Garibi Hatao was given during the 1971 elections by Indira Gandhi. The plan failed and could achieve growth rate of 3.3% only against the target of 5.7%. If the demand and supply of a commodity increases by an equal absolute amount, what will be the effect on the market price? Since increase in demand was equivalent to the increase in supply, the market value for the commodity will remain stable. A rise in price of one commodity will induce a fall in demand of another commodity. Then the commodities are, the correct answer is complementary. Since each commodity performs as an opposite to the other, they are complementary or they complement each other. Which among the following is a more suitable example of double counting in national income? Double counting in an accounting is an error whereby a transaction is counted for more than once, for whatever reason. In the given set of problems, B, cotton output and cotton cloth output is the correct answer. So if we calculate both cotton output and cotton cloth output, given that cotton cloth is made of the cotton already accounted for, it's an example of double counting. Which among the following is considered to be the best measure of an increase in a country's economic efficiency? Economic growth is sometimes defined as a long-term increase in real national income or real national output, but that may not be the best indicator of growth. There are two conditions in which the value of the national output or national income may increase. A, when the production of goods and services increases but prices of goods and services are constant. B, when the prices of goods and services increase but the production of goods and services remain constant. The economic growth would be considered real growth when production of goods and services increase without increase in the prices of goods and services, because this would imply in general economic welfare of the people. However, this will be true only when population also remains stable, because then only real growth would result in increased availability of goods and services per head of population of the country. Thus, real per capita income and not the growth of real national income is a better indicator of well-being of the people of a country. Why are the transfer incomes not included in the national income accounts? In economics, a transfer payment or government transfer or simply transfer income is a redistribution of income and wealth made without goods or services being received in return. These payments are considered to be non-exhaustive because they do not directly absorb resources or create output. So the correct answer is they do not represent payment for economic activity. The autonomous increase in expenditure should result in an increase in a country's real GNP only if what? So, GNP or gross national product is a broad measure of a nation's total economic activity. GNP is the value of all finished goods and services produced in a country in one year by its nationals. So, increase in expenditure should result in an increase in country's real GNP only when the country's economy is working under conditions of less than full employment. Which among the following is considered to be the main determinant of the level of activity in its national income terms? The correct answer is realized investment. The first step towards electronic bond trading in India was the introduction of RBI's negotiated dealing system. In which year was this launched? RBI has created the negotiated dealing system as an electronic platform in August 2002 for dealing in government securities. It is an electronic trading platform operated by the RBI to facilitate the issuing and exchange of government securities and other types of money market instruments. So the correct answer is 2002. Consider the following: 1. Dated securities, 2. T-bills, 3. Certificates of deposits, 4. Municipal bonds. Individuals in India can invest in which among the following? As a citizen of India, we can invest in either of those. So the correct answer is all 4. Mogao Caves, also known as Caves of the Thousand Buddhas, are located in which among the following countries? The Mogao Caves or Mogao Gorotes form a system of 492 temples 25 kilometers southeast of the center of Dunhuang, an oasis strategically located at a religious and cultural crossroads on the Silk Road in Gansu province in China. They are a World Heritage Site. Which among the following is not a correct statement about tropical rainforests? A. They are roughly within 28 north or south of the equator. B. They are also known as lowland equatorial evergreen rainforest. C. Minimum normal annual rainfall is between 175 centimeter and 200 centimeter. D. Rainforests are home to 90% of all living animal and plant species on the planet. The correct answer or the incorrect fact is option D. A tropical rainforest is a place roughly within 28° north or south of the equator. They are found in Asia, Australia, Africa, South America, Central America, Mexico, and on many of the Pacific islands. Within the World Wildlife Fund's biome classification, tropical rainforests are thought to be a type of tropical wet forest and may also be referred to as lowland equatorial evergreen rainforest. Minimum normal annual rainfall is between 175 centimeter and 200 centimeter. Mean monthly temperatures exceed 18 degrees Celsius during all months of the year. Rainforests are home to half of all the living animal and plant species on the planet. Who among the following is known as the saint of Dakshineshwar? The correct answer is Ramakrishna Paramhans. Ramakrishna Paramhans, born Gadadhar Chattopadhyay, was an Indian Hindu mystic and saint during the 19th century Bengal. Reverence and admiration for him among Bengali elites led to the formation of the Ramakrishna Mission by his chief disciple Swami Vivekananda. He was a priest at the Dakshineshwar Kali temple. Who among the following established the Swadhyay movement and the Swadhyay Parivar organization? The Swadhyay Parivar is a devotional movement based in Maharashtra, India. Pandurang Shastri Athawale was the originator of this movement. For his missionary efforts, he was awarded the Templeton Prize in 1997, the Ramon Magsaye Award for Community Leadership, and India's second highest civilian honor, the Padma Vibhushan, in 1999. Which among the following personality is known for publishing the Muknayak or Leader of the Silent in Mumbai? The correct answer is Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. In 1920, he began the publication of the weekly Muknayak in Mumbai with help of the Shahu of Kolhapur. Who among the following is considered to be the originator of the Khayal and Tarana styles of Hindustani classical music? The correct answer is Amir Khusro. He was a Sufi mystic and a spiritual disciple of Nizamuddin Aulia. He was a poet as well as prolific musician. He is regarded as the father of Qawwali. He is also credited with enriching Indian classical music by introducing Persian and Arabic elements in it, and was the originator of the Khayal and Tarana styles of music. Khayal later reached to its zenith during the times of Muhammad Shah Rangila and today is an integral part of Hindustani classical music. Minamata disease is a severe neurological syndrome caused by eating fish and discovered in Japan. What was the factor behind this disease? Minamata disease is a neurological syndrome caused by severe mercury poisoning. Symptoms include ataxia, numbness in the hands and feet, general muscle weakness, narrowing of the field of vision, and damage to hearing and speech. If in a closed room the door of a refrigerator is kept open for some time, the temperature of the room will increase. The reason is that with the door open, the temperature will start to rise inside the refrigerator. The thermostat will kick in and try to cool it back down. This means the motor is running, which means heat is being added to the room. Who among the following has written the civil disobedience that had a profound impact on Gandhi? The correct answer is Henry David Thoreau, who was an American author, poet, and philosopher, and is best known for his book Walden, a reflection upon simple living in natural surroundings and his essay Civil Disobedience, an Argument for Individual Resistance to Civil Government in Moral Opposition to an Unjust State. Thoreau's philosophy of civil disobedience influenced the political thoughts and actions of figures such as Leo Tolstoy, Mahatma Gandhi, and Martin Luther King Jr. The India-Myanmar Friendship Road connects which among the following states of India with Myanmar? The 160-kilometer India-Myanmar Friendship Road between Tamu Kalewa Kalimyo in Myanmar connects to Moreh in Manipur. Which volcano is called the light pillar of the Mediterranean Sea? The correct answer is Mount Stromboli. Mount Stromboli is an active volcano located in the Tyrrhenian Sea, Italy. It is known as the lighthouse of the Mediterranean. What is the average density of Earth in grams per centimeter cube? The density of Earth is higher than that of any other planet in our solar system. Sources vary when it comes to the density of the Earth, but all numbers that were calculated are pretty close to each other, and the number that can be considered as an accurate estimation is 5.515 grams per centimeter cube. In which country is the world's largest trade center of diamond located? The correct answer is Belgium. The place is called Antwerp. Antwerp's Diamond District, also known as Diamond Quarter and dubbed the Square Mile, is an area within the city of Antwerp, Belgium. It consists of several square blocks covering an area of about 1 square mile, while as of 2012, much of the gem cutting and polishing work historically done in the neighborhood had moved to low-wage centers elsewhere. About 84% of the world's rough diamonds pass through the district, making it the largest diamond district in the world with a turnover of $54 billion. Consider the following statements about equinox. 1. Center of Sun and Earth's equator are in the same plane. 2. Occurs twice a year. 3. The length of the day and night is equal. The correct answer is all three are correct. Lloyd Barrage is a 6166-mile long network of canals feeding the largest irrigation system in the world with more than 5 million acres of irrigated land. In which country is it located? Lloyd Barrage was a barrage built during the British Raj between 1923 and 1932. It is located in the city of Sukkur in Sindh province of Pakistan on the river Indus. It is currently known as Sukkur Barrage. In which among the following countries is the Owen Falls located, which is the world's greatest man-made lake? So as you can see on the map, it is located in Uganda. Isohaline are the lines joining the points in the ocean that have equal what? So by definition, isohaline is a line or surface drawn on a map or chart to indicate connecting points of equal salinity in oceans. Which among the following region is called the Rust Belt of Japan? The manufacturing belt was called the Rust Belt in the latter decades of the 20th century because the word that describes the deterioration of iron into rust was an appropriate name to give to a region where the iron and steel and related industries were in great decline. And that region is Shikoku. Who among the following has written the book Communist Manifesto? The Communist Manifesto, originally Manifesto of the Communist Party, is an 1848 political pamphlet by the German philosophers Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. Commissioned by the Communist League and originally published in London in German as Manifest der Kommunistischen Partei, just as the revolutions of 1848 began to erupt, the manifesto was later recognized as one of the world's most influential political documents. So in this list of options, both option A and B can be marked as correct answer. Who among the following has written the famous Bangla book Agni Veena? Qazi Nazrul Islam was a famous Bengali poet, musician, and revolutionary who pioneered poetic works invoking powerful spiritual rebellion against fascism and oppression. Accomplishing a plethora of highly praised works through his life, Nazrul is officially known as the national poet of Bangladesh and also celebrated in India. So the correct answer is Qazi Nazrul Islam. Who among the following was the first Tirthankar of Jainism? The correct answer is Rishabdev. Lord Rishabdev was the first Tirthankar of Jainism. He was born at Ayodhya in the Ishkwaku Kul or clan. In Hinduism, he is known to be an avatar of Vishnu. The name of Rishab's parents has been mentioned in Bhagavad Puran. Which among the following kings assassinated Brihadratha, the last Maurya king? Brihadratha was a weak ruler and his Senapati Pushyamitra Shunga, while parading the entire Mauryan army before Brihadratha to show him the strength of the army, assassinated him, and this was the end of the Mauryas. Pushyamitra Shunga founded the Shunga dynasty in around 185 to 183 BCE. Apart from Madurai, which among the following was also a capital of Pandyas? The correct answer is Korkai. Korkai, which is now an insignificant village in Tamil Nadu, was the commercial capital and important port of the Pandya kingdom. Korkai has been a cradle of South Indian civilization, and as per traditions, it is considered the home of three brothers who were supposed to have founded the Pandya, Chera, and Chola kingdoms. In which year Muhammad Ghori attacked India on Multan for the first time? The correct answer is 1175 AD. Muhammad Ghori led a series of campaigns in India. He began with Multan in 1175 AD against a Muslim ruler and he was victorious. Hasan Nizami and Fakhi Mudabbir were the court poets of which ruler of the Mamluk Sultanate? The correct answer is Qutbuddin Aibak. Which Mughal king sat on the throne with the title Padshah Ghazi? In 1605 AD, after the death of Mughal Emperor Akbar, his son Jahangir sat on the throne at Agra and took the title Nuruddin Jahangir Padshah Ghazi. Which Portuguese viceroy followed the blue water policy in India? In 1503, Francisco de Almeida was appointed the first governor and viceroy of the Portuguese India. He is the one who followed the blue water policy. Which among the following were the first to establish printing press in India? The art of printing first entered India through Goa in a letter to Saint Ignatius of Loyola dated 30th April 1556. Father Gaspar Caleza speaks of a ship carrying a printing press setting sail for Abyssinia from Portugal with the purpose of helping missionary work in Abyssinia. So the correct answer is Portuguese. What is the number of schedules in Constitution of India? Schedules are lists in Constitution of India that categorizes and tabulates bureaucratic activities and policy of the government. Indian Constitution had originally 8 schedules. 9th schedule was added via First Amendment Act. 10th schedule was added via 35th Amendment Act, which made Sikkim an associate state. Once Sikkim became a state of India, the 10th schedule was repealed but later added once again by 52nd Amendment Act 1985 in context with the anti-defection law. 11th schedule was added by 73rd Amendment and has list of subjects under the Panchayat Raj institution or rural local government. 12th schedule was added by 74th Amendment and enlists the subjects under municipalities or urban local government. So the correct answer is 12. As you can see in the picture, it mentions the first 12 schedules and what it contains. You can take a screenshot if you wish, it will help you in your preparation. In which year the Citizenship Act was passed? Constitution of India did not codify permanent laws for citizenship and put this onus on Parliament. Using the powers of Article 10 and 11, the Parliament enacted Citizenship Act 1955, which has been amended from time to time. This act mentions 4 ways in which a person may be an Indian citizen, that is, by birth, by descent, by registration, and by naturalization. Citizenship by birth and descent are called natural citizens. Which among the following articles of Constitution of India abolishes untouchability? Abolition of untouchability has been included among fundamental rights under Article 17. This is one of the few fundamental rights available against individuals. To make untouchability law further strong, Parliament passed Untouchability Offences Act in 1955, which came into force on 1st June 1955. This act was further amended and renamed in 1976 as Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955. Which among the following articles speaks about impeachment of the President of India? As per Article 61, President of India can be impeached on ground of violation of the Constitution. However, what amounts to violation of the Constitution has not been defined. The process of impeachment can begin in any of the houses, whether Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, and the charges of impeachment should be signed by one-fourth members of the House, in which the process begins, and a notice of 14 days should be given to the President. The impeachment bill has to be passed by a majority of not less than two-thirds of the total membership of the House. Once passed in that House, the bill reaches to another House which shall investigate the charges. President has the right to appear and be represented in case of such investigations. If the other House also sustains those charges, then it would again need to pass the bill by special majority, that is, two-thirds of the House, and thus President stands removed from office on which the bill is passed in the other House. Since it is a bill for removal of President himself, no presidential assent is needed here. Which among the following articles defines the money bill? Only those financial bills which contain provisions exclusively on matters listed in Article 110 of the Constitution are called money bills. The Indian Constitution has adopted parliamentary system of constitution from which among the following countries? The correct answer is UK. As a former British colony, it was indeed easier to move to a system we were already familiar with. Which among the following is the correct age of retirement of Judge of Supreme Court? The current age of retirement for Supreme Court judges is 65 years, while for High Court judges it is 62 years. What appoints ad hoc judges of the Supreme Court? Ad hoc judges can be appointed in the Supreme Court by the Chief Justice of India with prior consent of the President, if there is no quorum of judges available to hold and continue the session of the court. Only the persons who are qualified as to be appointed as Judge of the Supreme Court can be appointed as ad hoc Judge of the Supreme Court. Article 127 mentions this. Further, as per provisions of Article 128, Chief Justice of India, with the previous consent of the President, requests a retired Judge of the Supreme Court or High Court who is duly qualified for appointment as a Judge of the Supreme Court to sit and act as a Judge of this court. The salary and allowance of such a Judge is decided by the President. The retired judge who sits in such a session of the Supreme Court has all the jurisdiction, powers, and privileges of the judges, but not deemed to be a judge. Which of the following is or are permanent houses? 1. Legislative Council, 2. Upper House of Parliament, 3. Municipal Council. So the correct answer is Legislative Council and Upper House of Parliament. Legislative Council is the upper house of the state legislature in India. These are permanent houses as every 2 years, one-third of the total number of members retire in rotation and the house is not dissolved. Upper House of Parliament or Rajya Sabha is also a permanent house and is never dissolved. Its two-third members retire every 2 years. Municipal councils are not permanent. They are constituted after local body elections. The Town Planning Committee comes under which among the following parts of Constitution of India? The correct answer is Part 9A, which deals with municipalities and their functioning. Who is the founder of Wikipedia? The correct answer is Jimmy Wales. Jimmy Wales is an American internet entrepreneur, best known as the founder of the online non-profit encyclopedia Wikipedia and the for-profit web hosting company Wikia. Which range does Indus River originate from? The correct answer is northern slopes of Kailash Range. The Indus originates in the northern slopes of the Kailash Range in Tibet near Lake Mansarovar. It follows a northwesterly course through Tibet and it enters Indian territory in Jammu and Kashmir. Pick the wrong one out. First is Satluj originates from Rakas Lake connected to Mansarovar Lake. That is a correct statement. Ravi originates from Rotang Pass in Himalayas is also correct. Jhelum originates from southeastern part of Kashmir. That is also correct. Chenab originates from confluence of two rivers, the Chandra and Bias. This is incorrect. The Chenab originates from the confluence of two rivers, alright, but those two rivers are Chandra and Bhaga, which themselves originate from either side of Baralacha Pass in Lahul. It is also known as the Chandrabhaga in Himachal Pradesh. It runs parallel to the Pir Panjal range in northwesterly direction and cuts through the range near Kishtwar. It enters the plains of Punjab near Akhnoor and is later joined by the Jhelum. It is further joined by the Ravi and Satluj in Pakistan. So the correct answer is D. Chenab originates from confluence of two rivers, the Chandra and Bias, which is an incorrect statement. Durand Cup is associated with football. The Durand Football Tournament or Durand Cup is a football competition in India which was first held in 1888. It is co-hosted by the Durand Football Tournament Society and Oceans. All the matches are free of cost for spectators and the winners get rupees 50 lakh. Duncan Passage separates Rutland Island and Little Andaman. So Duncan Pass is located between South and Little Andaman. Duncan Passage is a strait in the Indian Ocean. It is about 48 kilometers wide. It separates Rutland Island, which is a part of Great Andaman, to the north and Little Andaman to the south. Forest Research Institute of India is located in which city? The Forest Research Institute, FRI, or Van Anusandhan Sanstha is an institute of an Indian Council of Forestry Research and Education and is a premier institute in the field of forestry research in India. It is located at Dehradun in Uttarakhand and is one of the oldest institutions of its kind. In 1991, it was declared a deemed university by the University Grants Commission. Comptroller and Auditor General or CAG of India acts as the Chief Accountant Auditor for whom? So the correct answer is Union Government and State Government. The CAG of India is an authority established by Article 148 of the Constitution of India, which audits all receipts and expenditure of the Government of India and the state governments, including those bodies and authorities substantially financed by the government. The CAG is also the external auditor of government-owned corporations and conducts supplementary audit of government companies. Ashoka called the Third Buddhist Council at which of the following places? The Third Buddhist Council was convened in about 250 BCE at Ashoka Karama in Pataliputra, supposedly under the patronage of Emperor Ashoka. The council is recognized and known to both the Theravada and Mahayana schools, though its importance is central only to the Theravada. The Man Booker Prize, or commonly called Booker Prize, is given in which field? The Man Booker Prize is given in the field of fiction writing. It is a literary prize awarded each year for the best original novel written in the English language and published in the UK. The winner of the Man Booker Prize is generally assured international renown and success. Therefore, the prize is of great significance for the book trade. According to the Indian Constitution, the vacancy in the office of the President of India shall be filled within 6 months. Which among the following is the first Indian Special Economic Zone? The correct answer is Kandla SEZ. So the Port of Kandla Special Economic Zone was the first special economic zone to be established in India and in Asia. Established in 1965, the Port of Kandla SEZ is the biggest multiple product SEZ in the country. Vishakhapatnam SEZ came up in 1989, Noida came up in 2006 and Cochin also came up in 2006. What is the length of the coastline of India, including the coastline of Andaman and Nicobar Island? The total land boundary of India is about 15,200 km and the total length of the coastline of the mainland, including Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep, is 7,516.6 km, rounding up 7,517 km. In which year Monopolistic and Restrictive Trade Practices Act became effective? The Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices Act or MRTP Act was passed by Parliament of India on 18 December 1969 and got President's assent on December 27, 1969. So the correct answer is 1970 because it only came into force from June 1st of 1970. All India Kisan Sabha, which was the first peasants' organization of India, was constituted in which year? All India Kisan Sabha or All India Peasants Union, also known as the Akhil Bharatiya Kisan Sabha, was the name of the Peasants' Front of the Undivided Communist Party of India, an important peasant movement formed by Sahajananda Saraswati in 1936. It later split into two organizations known by the same name, AIKS Ajay Bhavan and AIKS Ashoka Road. On June 6, 1966, Indian rupee faced its highest devaluations ever. By what fraction rupee was devaluated on this date? Devaluation means officially lowering the value of currency in terms of foreign currencies. Devaluation is the result of official government action. Despite government attempts to obtain a positive trade balance, India suffered a severe balance of payment deficits since the 1950s. Inflation had caused Indian prices to become much higher than world prices at the pre-devaluation exchange rate. When the exchange rate is fixed, a country experiences high inflation relative to other countries. That country's goods become more expensive and foreign goods become cheaper. Therefore, inflation tends to increase imports and decrease exports. Since 1950, India ran continued trade deficits that increased in magnitude in the 1960s. Another addition factors which played a role in the 1966 devaluation was India's war with Pakistan in late 1965. The US and other countries friendly towards Pakistan withdrew foreign aid to India, which further necessitated devaluation. Because of all these reasons, Government of India devalued rupee by 36.5% against dollar. What is the full form of MIBID? The correct answer is Mumbai Interbank Bid Rate, which is the rate of interest that a bank would be willing to pay to secure a deposit from another bank in the Indian interbank market. The MIBID rate is the weighted average of all interest rates that the participating banks offer on deposits on a particular day. The North Atlantic Treaty is the treaty that brought NATO into existence, signed in Washington, D.C. on April 4, 1949 by how many countries? The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, also called the North Atlantic Alliance, is an intergovernmental military alliance between 29 North American and European countries. 12 countries were part of the founding of NATO: Belgium, Canada, Denmark, France, Iceland, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, United Kingdom and the United States. On 15 June 2007, the United Nations General Assembly voted to establish which date as the International Day of Non-Violence. The correct answer is 2nd October, after the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. This day is referred to as Gandhi Jayanti in India. Pusa Sugandh 5 is a variety of what? The correct answer is rice. It's a type of fine-grained aromatic basmati rice. World Bank headquarters is located at. World Bank is one of the 5 institutions created at the Bretton Woods Conference in 1944. World Bank is part of the United Nations system, but its governance structure is different. World Bank's headquarters is at Washington, D.C. Who was the first president of United States? The founding fathers of the United States led the American Revolution against the Kingdom of Great Britain. George Washington was one of the founding fathers of the United States of America and served as the nation's first president between 1789 and 1797. What are the 2 categories of cells which the nervous system is made up of? There are 2 broad classes of cells in the nervous system: neurons, which process the information, and glia, which provide the neurons with mechanical and metabolic support. Continent where tundra-type climate is not found. The tundra climate is a transitional climate between the subarctic and ice-cap climates. Among the list of options, Australia is the one continent which doesn't have any tundra climate. A syndicated loan is a loan that is. Syndicated lending is a form of lending in which a group of lenders collectively extend a loan to a single borrower. The group of lenders is called a syndicate and the loan is called syndicated loan. So the correct answer is provided by group of banks. Which among the following organizations calculates and publishes LIBOR or London Interbank Offered Rate? The London Interbank Offered Rate is an interest rate average calculated from estimates submitted by the leading banks in London. Each bank estimates what it would be charged were it to borrow from other banks. The resulting rate is usually abbreviated as LIBOR or more officially as ICE LIBOR, and those who publish it are Thomson Reuters. On which among the following dates Army Day is observed? The Indian Army Day is celebrated on 15th January every year. It is celebrated in recognition of Lieutenant General K.M. Cariappa, who took over as the first Commander-in-Chief of the Indian Army from General Sir Francis Butcher, the last British Commander-in-Chief of India, on January 15, 1949. On which date National Panchayati Raj Day is observed? In India, April 24th is celebrated as National Panchayati Raj Divas every year. This day marks the passing of the Constitution's 73rd Amendment Act that came into force with effect from 24th April 1993. Kakrabar Atomic Power Station or KAPS-1 is located in which among the following states? KAPS-1 is a nuclear power station in India which lies in proximity of the city of Vyara in the state of Gujarat. It consists of 220 megawatt pressurized water reactor with heavy water as moderator. What has been the annual growth rate of Indian population between 2001 and 2011? The 2001 census of India revealed a population of 107.14 crore. The 2011 census was the 15th census of India and counted a population of 122.12 crore, the annual growth being 1.64%. Which among the following blood protein regulates the amount of water in plasma? The correct answer is albumin. Albumin is an energy storage protein and also an important osmoregulator of blood. Which among the following hormone can be used as a drug to treat cardiac arrest and some other cardiac problems? The correct answer is epinephrine. Epinephrine, also known as adrenaline, is a medication and hormone. As a medication, it is used to treat a number of conditions, including heart attacks. The popular drug acetylsalicylic acid is commonly known by which among the following names? The correct answer is aspirin. Aspirin is also known as acetylsalicylic acid. It's a salicylate drug often used as an analgesic to relieve minor aches and pains, as an antipyretic to reduce fever, and an anti-inflammatory medication. Aspirin also has an antiplatelet or anti-clotting effect and is used in long-term low dose to prevent heart attacks, strokes, and blood clot formation in people. Which among the following kinds of lenses are used to treat astigmatism? Astigmatism is due to imperfect spherical nature of eye lens. The focal length of eye lens is in two orthogonal directions and become different, so they cannot see objects in two orthogonal directions simultaneously. This defect in direction can be removed by using cylindrical lens in a particular direction. Which among the following lens is used to correct presbyopia? In presbyopia defect, both near and far objects are not clearly visible. That is, far point is lesser than infinity and near point greater than 25 cm. This can be removed either by using two separate spectacles, one for myopia and the other for hypermetropia, or by using bifocal lens. It is an old age disease. At old age, ciliary muscles lose their elasticity, so they cannot change the focal length of the eye lens effectively, and eye loses its power of accommodation. Trimethylxanthine is a chemical name of a stimulant which is found in tea and coffee. What is the popular name? The correct answer is caffeine. Caffeine is a central nervous system stimulant of the methylxanthine class. It is the world's most widely consumed psychoactive drug. Caffeine is an alkaloid, which means that it contains mostly nitrogen atoms. Morphine and nicotine are also common alkaloids. Cirrhosis is a disease that affects which among the following organs? Cirrhosis is a late stage of scarring or fibrosis of the liver caused by many forms of liver diseases and conditions such as hepatitis and chronic alcoholism. The acidic medium of gastric juice along with an enzyme pepsin breaks the protein down into smaller parts known as peptones. Peptone is a soluble protein formed in the early stage of protein breakdown during digestion. In which among the following organ Bowman's capsule is found? The correct answer is kidney. Each kidney is made of tube-like structures called nephrons or renal tubules. A nephron is the structural and functional unit of the kidney. The cup-shaped upper end called Bowman's capsule has a network of capillaries within it called glomerulus. Glomerulus is a knot of capillaries formed from the artery which brings blood containing waste and excess of water to the kidney. Bowman's capsule leads into a tubular structure. Effective TB treatment is difficult because of the unusual structural and chemical composition of which among the following parts of the cells of tuberculosis bacteria. TB is bacterial disease caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis, bacteria that most often affect the lungs. The disease is spread from person to person through the air. It commonly affects the lungs but can also affect other parts of the body. It is the second biggest killer disease worldwide, next only to HIV/AIDS. It can be completely cured with proper and regular medication. It is difficult to treat because of the unusual structural and chemical composition of the cell wall. Ad valorem tax is levied on basis of which among the following? So ad valorem tariff is calculated on the basis of the value of imported goods, expressed as a percentage of such value. For example, an ad valorem tariff on 10% of an imported car worth US $10,000 would lead to a requirement to pay $1,000 as customs duty. A systematic record of all economic transactions completed between residents of a country and the rest of the world in a year is known as balance of payment. The balance of international payments or balance of payments refers to the systemic and summary record of a country's economic and financial transactions with the rest of the world over a period of time. The three main components of balance of payment are current account, capital account, and official reserve transactions. A statement of estimated receipts and expenditures called annual financial statement or budget has to be placed before Parliament for each financial year. The above provision has been enshrined in which among the following articles of Constitution of India? Article 112 of the Indian Constitution says that every year the President of India shall cause to be laid before both the Houses of Parliament the annual financial statement. This is popularly known as budget. Cause to be laid here means that the persons through whom President acts is Finance Minister of the country, who is known as the custodian of the nation's finances. The budget gives the complete picture of the estimated receipts and expenditures of the Government of India for that year. This picture is actually based upon the budget figures of the previous years. Birth rate is number of births per dash of the population during 1 year. Births are usually measured using the birth rate, that is the number of live births per 1,000 people. Deaths are usually measured using the death rate, that is the number of deaths per 1,000 people. Migrations is the movement of people in and out of an area. Births and deaths are the natural causes of the population change. The difference between the birth rate and the death rate of a country is called the natural growth rate. Capitalism is based upon laissez-faire system. What is laissez-faire system? Laissez-faire refers to the economic policy of letting owners of industry and business set working conditions without interference. This policy favors a free market unregulated by the government. The term comes from a French phrase that means let do. Those goods which have positive relationship between price and quantity demanded are known as given good. In economics and consumer theory, a given good is a product that people consume more of as the price rises and vice versa, violating the basic law of demand in microeconomics. For any other sort of good, as the price of the good rises, the substitution effect makes consumers purchase less of it and more of substitute good. For most goods, the income effect reinforces this decline in demand for the good. But a given good is so strongly an inferior good in the minds of consumer that this contrary income effect more than the offsets the substitution effect. And the net effect of the goods price rise is to increase demand for it. Bad money, if not in limited quantity, drives good money out of circulation. The statement is from which among the following laws? The correct answer is Gresham's law. In economics, Gresham's law is a monetary principle stating that bad money drives out good. For example, if there are two forms of commodity money in circulation which are accepted by law as having similar face value, the more valuable commodity will gradually disappear from circulation. The law was named in 1860 by Henry Dunning MacLeod after Sir Thomas Gresham, who was an English financier during the Tudor dynasty. However, there are numerous predecessors. The law has been stated earlier by Nicholas Copernicus. For this reason, it is occasionally known as the Gresham-Copernicus law. Which among the following is a suitable term for the state of economy in which economic activity is slowing down but wages and prices continue to rise? The correct answer is stagflation. Stagflation refers to persistent high inflation coupled with high unemployment and stagnant demand or growth in economy. High inflation plus low economic growth plus low employment generation equals stagflation. Agriculture, irrigation and power projects were given highest priority in which among the following plans? The correct answer is first 5-year plan. The first 5-year plan was made for the duration of 1951 to 1956. It was based on the Harrod-Domar model. Its main focus was on the agricultural development of the country. This plan was successful and achieved a growth rate of 3.6%, which was more than its target. Which among the following is the oldest insurance company of India? The correct answer is Oriental Life Insurance Company. The Oriental Life Insurance Company was the first life insurance company in India that was established in Calcutta in 1818, though it failed in 1834. Which among the following site has yielded the cultural remains from Neolithic to Harappan era? The correct answer is Mehergarh. Mehergarh is the oldest agricultural settlement in Indian subcontinent. Despite being the agricultural settlement, it used only stone tools, which is why it is placed in Neolithic era. It flourished in the 7th millennium BC. Mehergarh is located on the Bolan River, a tributary of the Indus at the eastern edge of the Balochistan Plateau overlooking the Indus Plain. Mahamaya, the mother of Gautam Buddha, belonged to which among the following dynasties? The correct answer is Kolya. Gautam Buddha's mother, Mahamaya, belonged to Kolya tribe and she married Suddhodana, who was the king of Sakya clan. The Sakya and Kolya ruled on opposite banks of the Rohini river in current Rupandehi district of Lumbini, Nepal. Both of them were republics. Which among the following texts of Buddhism speaks about the 16 Mahajanpadas? The correct answer is Angutta Nikaya, which literally means increased by one collection. It is also translated as gradual collection or numerical discourses. It's a Buddhist scripture, the fourth of the 5 Nikayas or collections in the Sutta Pitaka, which is one of the 3 baskets that comprise the Pali Tipitaka
Of Theravada Buddhism.
This Nikaya consists of several thousand discourses ascribed to the Buddha and his chief disciples arranged in 11 nipatas or books according to the number of Dhamma items referenced in them. Which of the following Pala kings founded the Vikramshila University? The Vikramshila University was set up by the Pala dynasty king Dharmapala in the late 8th or early 9th century in Bhagalpur, Bihar. The ancient Vikramshila University was intended to complement the existing world-class universities at Nalanda and Takshila. It lasted 4 centuries before being destroyed during an attack by Bakhtiyar Khilji of the Delhi Sultanate. The Battle of Chandavar was fought in the last decade of 12th century between which among the following rulers? The correct answer is Muhammad Ghori and Jaichand. Who said that Gandhi may die but Gandhism shall remain forever? It was said by Gandhiji. He said it in the Karachi session of 1931. Kargam is a folk dance of which state? Kargam or Kargattam is a folk dance of Tamil regions performed by villagers. They perform it in the praise of rain goddess Mariamman. So the correct answer is Tamil Nadu. Pandit Jasraj belongs to which among the following gharanas? Pandit Jasraj is an Indian classical vocalist belonging to the Mewati Gharana. Although Jasraj belongs to the Mewati Gharana, a school of music known for its traditional performances of khayals, Jasraj has sung khayals with some flexibility, adding elements of lighter styles including thumri to khayal singing. The decisions of district court is subject to the dash of the High Court. Choose the correct phrase to fill the blank. The correct answer is appellate jurisdiction. Appellate jurisdiction is the power of a higher court to review decisions and change outcomes of decisions of lower courts. Most appellate jurisdiction is legislatively created and may consist of appeals by leave of the appellate court or by right. The Supreme Court of India tenders legal advice to the President of India when he needs it.
That's all for today's compilation. Until the next video, goodbye.